Hey guys, Nomus RC. Had a whole bunch of 2-cell packs that I don't use anymore and haven't used, and to be honest, they never really saw a ton of use, not like my current 6-pack or 6S packs. So I took them all out of their packaging, so we just have the raw cells here. And as you can see, now I've covered this up with tape already, but you can see this is a 2-cell pack, and negative goes to, the main there, and then its positive is directly soldered to the other one's negative, and then its positive runs up here. And you have, the thing that was a little bit confusing about putting these packs together is balancing. Now I do have, it was a 6S lead for a balance board. I chopped it in half, so I would have a 6S balance lead for that that I'm going to combine, and then a 6S balance lead for this. I've never actually known where these wires go, and to be honest, I never really fully understood it. So I'm just going to explain kind of the way that this works, and then we're going to do it, and then we're going to see it. So each pack has 3 connections, okay? And basically, anytime that there's a connection, you put a wire, you put a lead. Now you're probably wondering, well, there's 9 leads there. And we all know that a 6S balance lead is 7 leads. Now think about this. Look at how we have a positive over here and we have a negative over here. Think about this in series. So, when we look at it, like I'm starting off and going positive and taking this negative to go to this positive, and then this negative will go to this positive, and then we have the negative that will end in the connector. So you may think, well, that's 9 solder connections. Yes, until you combine them. So we will keep these 2 wires, but when this connects with a negative, we will minus a wire. I'll probably keep this one, and then the one that's on here will get completely just cut off. So overall, we're actually going to lose 2 wires total, because we got 9 and we're only going to end up with 7. So that's a little bit of an explanation of it, because again, you're going to combine this positive and a negative, and right now they have 2 wires, but it's going to end up just having the 1. And again, anywhere that you have a solder connection, there has to be a balance lead. So let's kind of continue, and it'll all make a little bit more sense as we go. So again, first thing that we're going to do is this is going to be the end pack on the bottom, and this will be the end pack on the top. This is going to be the in-between pack. So again, we've cut its negative on the bottom pack. Then we take its positive and go to this one's negative. Okay, and we've already cut that one's positive. Then we're going to take this negative and go to this one's positive. And then we're going to end with a negative that comes back over and connects to this, so that we end up with just one XT90. Alright, now we can kind of see how it's all coming together. Again, we have our negative here with our XT90. We solder this one's positive to this one's negative, this one's positive to this one's negative, and then this one's positive will come back around to the positive on the XT90. It's kind of nice doing it this way because you can see exactly how it's working, but it's just standard series connection. I mean, it's not anything high level. It's just most people are really weird about taking apart and working on LiPos. But I mean, when we use and balance and abuse LiPos, it's no different than having the raw cell sitting right here. You still have a negative wire going inside and a positive wire going inside. You still solder crap to the connectors. You still, worry about the balance leads or something maybe shorting out inside the battery. This is no different. Just pay attention to what you're doing. Don't connect like positive to positive or something, ridiculous like that. So anyway, we're in series. No big deal. So like I said, the first 3 balance connectors on the battery we're going to keep. But because, as I said before, you only need 1 wire per solder connection, we only need 1 wire for this solder connection right here, and we have 2. We have this black one right here, and we have this red one right here. We only need 1 of them. Now the middle one here, where this one's positive and negative was soldered to each other to make this 2-cell pack, we're going to get rid of this black one. The only one that we're going to keep here is this yellow one, because that's coming to this. And then the red one we're actually going to get rid of, and we're going to keep this black one. So if you think about it, we're keeping the 3 on this pack and the 3 on this pack, and we only have 1 left on this pack. That equals 7. And the way that it works is exactly how you wired it. So my negative starts over here, and then I have, then I have 2 balance leads that go with it, and you literally put them in order. So you have those 3 wires right there, and then you have 1 in the middle, and then you come over here to your 3 wires here. So let me get this one in the middle out of the way. And you come over to your 3 wires here, and you end with the positive. So once you get it all torn apart, it's actually pretty basic and it makes sense to you. You just got to rip it apart and get in there and get an understanding of it. And to be honest, I mean, that's what we do as humans. We take stuff apart and we figure it out, or we make new stuff that nobody's ever seen before. And the way that we do that comfortably is we just examine it and figure out what works and what doesn't work. So you can keep yourself completely safe working on LiPos. And again, even soldering on XT connectors or whatever connectors it is that you use, that's literally just as dangerous as what I just did here. No difference. It's just this seems more internal of the battery, and that freaks a lot of people out. The only thing that would freak me out, that should freak you out, is getting inside of one of these cells. That's not doable. You would just replace the cell if it went bad. Alright, let's get this finished up, and I'm going to wire up the balance lead, and then we'll see the finished product, and then we'll put it on the charger. Okay, we got it assembled for the most part. You have your XT90, your positive negative lead. We were able to smash everything together and make it just as thin as a normal 6S pack. Time to put on the balance connector. Myself personally, I like to just take wires and just push them together and then twist on them and braid them together, and then I just melt solder all into it. And then obviously I have some heat shrink here. So let's get all 7 of these matched up and soldered, and then this pack will be done. Again, just to show you guys, we started off with positive, then we go to the second wire, then we go to the third wire, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and so on. You understand, but again, they all go in order. So the very first connection is the furthest that way. The second connection is the second furthest that way. The third connection is where we put 2 wires together. And then the 4th connection was already done. The 5th connection is where we put 2 wires together. The 6th connection is, again, in order. The 6th connection from the right. And then the 7th one is the very last one. And there we go, you guys. But here's our main connector, and then our balance lead that plugs in here. Let's go put this thing on the charger. Alright, we got it hooked up to the charger, and as you can see here, let me get this to dim. There's our overall pack voltage, and then each one of our cell voltages. A good thing about what I did with this pack is a lot of the factory solder connections I actually just left them because they were really good solder connections. So I only soldered what I had to, and I mainly just braided wires together and just soaked them in solder, which is a really easy way to get a very good connection. But yeah, that's it charging right there. Here's the pack. And I just need to make one more. Alright guys, as always, subscribe,